Well, it's been a while, 6 months to be exact, since the last layout update, and I've got plenty to show, so there's lots of updates coming. Let's get the first one over and done with. Welcome to Barnabas Junction. Hello and welcome to Barnabas Junction, a layout update at last. Yes, it's been 6 months since I did the last one, which was actually a live layout update, showing the progression on the scenic area and pretty much little bits and bobs around the layout. Now, there's so much happened since that update. If you haven't been following my YouTube Tuesday series 4, all the little nitty gritty that's been going on throughout those 6 months are featured in each of those episodes. Now, there's so much to show you, so I'm going to break this down into some shorter updates for you, so you're not overwhelmed and you don't get too bored. So we've got lots to show, lots to talk about, and a few problems that have been going on the layout, especially with the TMD. So we're going to go straight into that area for this update. So stay posted, let's get you down to the TMD and see what we've got to show you. So we're back at the TMD and a few bits and bobs to talk about and a few problems I'm having to explain. Now, first of all, quick simple thing is I'll show you I've done. I've got some of the old Hornby plastic buffers, trimmed the ends off, make it look like they're hidden into the hedges, and added in the Gauge Master lighting for the buffer stops. Really do like these buffer stop lights, and I've put 2 in there. Obviously I need another one in for there just yet, and I also need another 3 or 4 up at the other end of the TMD so I can have them all lit up. So those have done. That was quite simple. I had a few issues because obviously I ballasted it all before and weathered the track, so I had to do a lot of scraping of ballast glue and bits and bobs in the weathering off the rails to make sure these did light up. And yeah, they don't look that bright on here, but if I just, you can see they are very bright and they do look good in the dark. And I've taken some particular photographs with those in use, and I really do like the view that they give, especially in the dark. Now we've got sheds in the shed over here. This is obviously the, we've mentioned it before, this is the railway laser lines shed. And I have had a few issues. Now if you haven't noticed already, or if you've seen back on previous videos, there used to be some roof trusses in this, because it's supposed to have a roof on it, but I don't actually have the roof, and I'm not particularly bothered because I like to be able to see into it. And I was having issues with the running of the trains in and out of it, cleaning the rails. Now with the roof trusses in, it made cleaning the rails extremely difficult, because if you look, each roof truss, I've still got the trusses, each roof truss was on the beams there, each of them beams going across. Okay, so getting hands in between those beams to clean the track, you can't really get much movement. And I was trying, but gradually I was actually damaging the roof trusses, and I thought I'm going to stop here because I didn't want to create permanent damage to the trusses in case I ever want to put them back for once it's done and for future just viewing. So I'd very gingerly cut them off at the beams on the top here. I've kept them, they've been stored away so they're nice and safe. So if in the future I want to put them back, I can just literally put them back on blobber glue. Bob's your uncle. But now, because obviously there's no roof trusses in here, I am able to get down to the rails and give them a good clean. And obviously, because I'm able to do that, trains are now running really well in there. They were coming in at the entrance to the shed just there, and then pretty much they were getting to about here and just stopping, as I couldn't get in to clean them. But yeah, very pleased that that is now all cleaned up and able to clean those rails in there. It's one thing to think about if you are having any sheds or anything like that, make sure if you've got rails in them that you've got access to clean those tracks in the future. You might not be running many trains in and out of there, but one train will leave enough muck on a rail if the train wheels are not clean themselves, enough to cause issues in the future. So yeah, one thing to be looking into for the future. Think about your roofs. Okay, let's move over to the opposite side. So we're over the opposite end, which is basically spun the camera around, and we're looking at the opposite end of the TMD. A few things I've added to the layout, just bits of cosmetic things for aesthetics, and that's a few figures that I've put in place now. A few just behind here. I've put this railing in, if I can just move that out of there. Put this railing in here. A little bit of a barrier. I thought that was quite fitting to put in there. And let's say a few figures. I've fixed the lighting on here. They should be actually that way around. Fixed the lighting, and also I've rewired the shed front light. That bulb there had actually, the LED had actually popped. So I've rewired it with an all new LED, fitted it in and connected it up to the main accessories bus wire all underneath. So let me just put that back. Now, that's the main thing. That, as I said, also I mentioned the other end, I want the buffer stop lights, so they need to go on here. What I'm going to do is these buffers that are on the end, these are the full plastic ones. I'm going to do the same as what I did on the opposite side. I'm going to take these off and probably replace them and trim back the back ends of them. So then it just gives that little tiny bit of extra track space. I know it's only about 1 centimetre or 1.5 centimetres, but it will have an effect, especially from like that there. That's in fully. If I wanted to loco in there, the locos are pretty much, if they're right next to each other when they're coming out. So a loco, they're kind of brushing up against each other. So I'm going to take the buffers off and replace them with shorter ended section, so just give that extra little bit of space. Right, I'm just going to rotate round. There we go. So I've got a couple of sheds there, more 66s. I think I've got 7 in total, 6 or 7. Those two I've got to have decoders put in them, and I do have one. So I'll be putting a video fitting some decoders in them coming very soon. Right, now the biggest issue I've been having is with the point work on here, and this obviously was not built by me. This it's been modified by me, but it was originally built by Chris Bauer of Westall Wagon Works. It was obviously, if you've not seen it, this was an extension layout to the original layout. And he built it in 2 weeks. Amazing stuff, and it is brilliant. I absolutely love it, and very appreciative of Chris Bauer for allowing me to have this. It was kindly donated. You can just see some more figures over there that I've put in, just on the railings. Right, so but over time, what I have found is some of this point work I'm having issues with. Only about 10-20% of the time this point work will work faultlessly. 10% of the time it'll work, but it takes a bit of manipulating to get these points to work successfully. Unlike the point work on the remainder, the main layout, those work perfectly, faultlessly, never had any issues with them. And obviously, I just take you back a bit, this point here that I fitted into this layout as an extra line, this works fine. I can just switch it. As you can see, that one is working absolutely fine as well. But if I go to the likes of, let's see if I can do that one. That one's okay, that one's working. See, that's just throwing perfectly fine. We go to this one. That one's okay at the moment. But if you look around it, I've been having chiseling away at the ballast. That's okay. Try that one. There we go. It's stopped. Oh, it's gone back. What I've had to have been doing is oiling the point motors to enable gliding. These are an issue here. Let's see if these will go. Now that's moved, but it's only moved halfway, and it won't move back. Oh, it's just gone back there. And to get them to throw all the way across, I've got to keep manipulating them. That one's only thrown halfway. Got to throw it back. It's gone almost all the way over now. And I'm finding this is becoming an issue more and more. Let's see if we can do that one. You can see it's already actually not thrown properly. That one's not throwing at all. That one will. Let's try again this one. No. Those blades are stuck. They're not throwing at all. So this is kind of issue I've been having, and then I'm having to waggle them about all the time every time I want to use it. See if it'll go now. It's trying to. No, it's trying to. I can see it fractionally moving. If I throw that one, and then no, it's not going. So that one won't work. Let's try that one. See if that one will throw. It's going. Yeah, that one's working today. So most days these will not throw. Let's try that one. Just there. No, that one's stuck. I can just see it trying to move. Oh, it's just decided to go. So that's the kind of issue I'm having. It's now working. No, it stopped again. And that's because I've found out is the point motors were in when the ballasting was done, and glue has seeped down into the point motors and kind of not made them a smooth throw. So down in the barrel of the point motor there is issues. And also there's a couple of these points which actually are wired up backwards, I found. I think it's that one is backwards. Let me just check. Yes, that one's back to front. I've just thrown them the same way on the next switch. So if you see, they're both up. Let me just get them in right. So they're both thrown rails that way, and the switches for those are those two switches. Okay, so that should be for the blades in the way I've done my layout, up to make the blades go that way on both of them. Yeah, but if I push that one up, the blades come down. Okay, so I'm just holding it there. If I throw that one up, show you, that is right. So the blades have gone to the right way. So I've got to do some rewiring of the board. I am going to produce a new board, a smaller board, just to accommodate those switches, because there's not many really there, and I could probably get them into a nice slim down board, so it's not as intrusive on the end of here. I did consider possibility of adding it in on the end of the existing board, but with this being an independent section of the layout, I thought no, it's best to keep it where it is. But I'm going to produce a smaller board and transfer the switches over to that new smaller board. Now I have got motors. Thankfully I've got 3 here, 2 that were previously on the layout, which I've already had the pins trimmed down. So hopefully I can still use them. And I've got one other here that can go in. So I've got 3. Hopefully that will be enough to fix the ones that are not too brilliant here on the TMD. So that's about it for the TMD. I know it's not seemed much, but these are little things that build up into lots of other big things, and I'm quite pleased, but I need to get my head underneath the board and obviously fix these point motors. I've given up trying now to get them to work when I need them, as it does affect doing running sessions. As you would see, some of them are not switching now, so I would have done a bit of a running session on the end of this video for you, but unfortunately the TMD is currently unavailable to operate, but there will be running sessions coming soon. Want to get them all sorted. So that's it for this layout update. There will be a few more coming very soon, so don't go anywhere. Keep an eye out for more updates obviously coming, and also keep an eye out for the YouTube Tuesday series every Tuesday here on Barnabas Junction's channel, live from 8 PM on a Tuesday, currently in series 4. And yeah, thanks very much. If you're not already, please do subscribe, click the bell icon and select for all notifications to make sure you don't miss out on any future content here at Barnabas Junction's YouTube channel. Thanks very much to everybody for joining me for this layout update. I will see you again very soon in the next one. Take care. See you soon.